premier penetrator, Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat go up against the Charlotte Bobcats and their battle-tested two-guard known as Jack, Steven Jackson. Miami, Charlotte, up next.
And it's LeBron James on his way in, focused and ready to go for the task at hand. We're live home of the Bobcats, the Time Warner Cable Arena in wonderful Charlotte, North Carolina. Now here's Wade. So the opening lineup for the Heat, LeBron and Bosh are the 3 and the 4. D-Wade out there with Mike Miller and Ilgauskas. Last season, another dominant offensive showing by Dwayne Wade. He's one of the very best in the business.
And has been since he stepped foot in the league. Last year, 5th in the league in scoring at almost 27 a game. He was top 10 in assists and 4th in free throws. Made.
Boy, some impressive numbers.
Very much so.
Now let's check in with the third member of our crew, Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, last season after the All-Star break, the Bobcats started to spiral. Gerald Wallace spoke up, telling his teammates they needed to get back to communicating defensively and sharing the ball. The team responded. Wallace said, "I'm the one who's been here all 6 years. I've been through the hard times. To put ourselves in a great position and let it all go to pieces and call it a summer, that would have been wrong. It's my job to keep this team focused." Thanks to his leadership, the Bobcats made the playoffs. Guys?
He's been great for this Bobcats team. You know he has? Thanks, Doris. And Clark, you mentioned how Wade always gets to the free throw line.
Yeah, he does a good job. Actually, he was 3rd in the league in and one, 74 of them, where he got fouled and converted the free throw. He's quick, he's strong, and he has a knack for finishing through contact.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
That's what I'm supposed to do, partner.
DJ Augustine's checked in for Sean Livingston. Not a memorable debut for the Bobcats in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. Getting swept is no fun, but it wasn't like they were playing a pushover team in the Orlando Magic. I mean, they were the defending Eastern Conference champions, so they had their hands full and it showed.
Clock at 4, and LeBron gets it to go with the assist from Miller. LeBron's now got his first points in this one.
Little different look here. Straight man-to-man defense.
Here's Augustine. Got a piece of it over Bosh. The finish. A thunderous dunk to finish the break. With the Bobcats making the playoffs, definitely something to build on.
You have to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. Yeah, it's better than not making the postseason at all. No doubt about that, Kevin. They definitely took some big steps last year, and they'll hope to continue that success this season.
Now they become the hunted and not the hunter.
There you go.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, Kevin, I spoke briefly with Eric Spoelstra. When I asked him what his game plan would be for this game, as usual with Coach, it's defense, defense, defense. He said he wants his team to challenge every shot and take every point against them personally. We could see a chippy battle out there if they take this challenge to heart. Let's watch it play out, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And Clark, how often do we hear this from
A
coaches?
lot, Kevin. You know that. A lot of times that's all coaches want to talk about is defense. It gets you easy scoring opportunities off long misses, steals, and block shots, and get you into transition if you defend well.
And now the first timeout called here for the Bobcats. Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for the Bobcats. DL comes in for Tyrus Thomas. Here's Augustine. 2:18 left in the first. Wade is covering. Now Diao. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
Here's Wade. Cannot hit. Now the Bobcats take it the other way. Dwayne Wade has carried the heat on his back now, Clark, for what, 4 years?
Well, it seems like since he's been there, I mean, he has a little bit more help and the opportunity perhaps to make some noise in the playoffs.
Augustine, no luck.
He's usually automatic from that close. The defense must have affected him.
Wade with it. Headed by Augustine. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. And Clark with Wade in the heat. How do you think this new team will mesh?
Well, I think one of the keys is going to be now that Wade isn't the only real weapon, how do you integrate the other guys into a more prominent role?
He with a pretty good road record, Clark, last year, 23 wins away from Miami.
You know, given they only won 24 at home, it didn't seem to matter if they were on the road or not. Basically about the same team at home or on the road.
Tyrus Thomas is checked in for Charlotte. Knocked loose and stolen by LeBron.
You can't start thinking ahead and lose track of your handle.
And the turnover by Miami. Here's Augustine. Wade is covering to end the drought. Poked away. It's stolen by Wade.
You know, Kevin, they've just continued to turn the ball over to give it away. They just can't afford to keep playing this way.
Takes it up. Connects from in close. Wade's got 6.
They've been dominant at both ends of the floor, so the early lead is no surprise.
Now Augustine. Wade is covering. Here's Diao. It's hauled in by LeBron.
Shocking how wide open he was. Even more shocking that he couldn't sink it.
Good if it goes. What a buzzer beater.
That's simply a big-time shot right there, Kevin. To have that amount of concentration with the clock winding down is...
And as the second quarter begins, it hasn't been the most competitive game so far. And Charlotte has possession. They trail by 16. On the floor for Miami, Chris Bosh and Ilgauskas in the middle. Mike Miller is out there with Dwayne Wade and LeBron. Diaw, the screen. Left side, Thomas. Just 4 to shoot. From deep. The shot is off. And Miami will go the other way with the ball. Well, this guy is a real pro. Zadrunas Ilgauskas, 7'3", 13th year out of Lithuania Clark. Last season, he set a record for games played in a Cleveland Cavs uniform. Special player.
Yeah, he really is, and one of the most popular players in the history of Cleveland sports teams, not just the Cavaliers. He was traded away around the trading deadline in the Antoine Jameson trade, was waived and then returned to the team. But he started to show his age a little bit, but a remarkable career considering the foot injuries he had early on.
Those are good points. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, there's been some controversy around this Heat team. Chris Bosh said every article that comes from this, most of them haven't been good. A lot of people don't like it, but it doesn't matter. We like it. We want to play where it's everybody on their feet and everybody's excited. Not everyone gets that. I've struggled, I know, so I don't want to go back. Guys, I think people are plenty excited in Miami, that's for sure.
Yeah, those signings, not without controversy, but a compelling story without question. Thanks, Doris. You know, Clark, considering the Heat were a team with so many free agents, a lot of whom knew they might not be coming back, they had remarkable chemistry in their locker room.
Yeah, I think that's a credit to the character of the players, but also the coaching staff. But they did a great job of playing unselfishly and focusing on wins over individual numbers. And I think you'd have to give a lot of that credit to the leadership of Dwayne Wade, quite honestly, Kevin.
Wade is called for the charge. That's his first foul.
Great job by the defender that time. He got his feet set, stood his ground, and absorbed the contact.
And the Bobcats making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Charlotte calls timeout. And Clark, to expand on what you just said, a lot of the free agents were established veterans. Teams know what they can do individually, so the best thing they can do career-wise is just win.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That's a great point, Kevin. But also it speaks to the organizational leadership from the front office, and then you go into the locker room with Dwayne Wade. When the organization itself feels stable, I think the players can settle in and focus on the things that are going to give you the best chance to win.
The Heat making a switch here. Wade, right side. Pass to Bosh. Back to Wade. Bosh, the screen. On the line. And it's Miami with another.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
To the right wing. From deep. And it's Miller with the rebound.
Well, they left him open to try to sucker him into taking that shot, and it worked out.
LeBron James on the wing, guarded by Jackson. LeBron against Jackson.
Boy, he's really special. The defense has to account for him at all times.
And it's the Bobcats' ball. Diaw with it. Deflects the pass. Wallace kicks to Diaw. Again, the Bobcats score.
Inside, outside, Kevin. I love it. He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
And here's Wade. 10 points for him. Pulls up from the elbow. No good. And Charlotte the other way now.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Here's Diaw. Again, the Bobcats score.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Wade outside. Double teamed on Wade. LeBron James on the wing. Guarded now by Gerald Wallace. LeBron outside. Haslam, a screen on Wallace. A second left. Haslam, that's good. And the Heat lead by 18. And the Bobcats have it. They trail by 18. On the wing, Wallace. Covered by LeBron. Baseline jumper. Wallace misses.
Ill-advised shot there. No question about it.
Steven Jackson covering. LeBron is doubled. Pass to Bosch. Back to James. Hit the floater. Kept alive. Miller, the pass to Wade. Back to Miller. And here's Bosch.
Shoot it!
Here's LeBron. LeBron with another miss. And the first half wraps up with a dominating performance underway.
D-Wade playing well. He's got 10 points, and his 2 steals round out those numbers nicely. That's a first half he can be proud of.
Back in a moment from Charlotte.
And welcome everyone to HP at the half. We got a blowout going on out at Time Warner Cable. And that's it for now as we send you back out to Kevin and Clark.
Hi, and welcome back, everyone. In the first half, a one-sided game. We'll see if it gets any closer as play continues. Sean Livingston and Steven Jackson at the 1 and 2. Wallace out there with Tyrus Thomas and Dampier. That's the starting group in the second half for Larry Brown.
Oh, man. Shots like that will make a coach lose his hair.
Something about the Bobcats. Surveys showed that over 75% of the fans, Clark, wanted the team name changed after new ownership took over. I agree. They should change it.
Well, I don't disagree with you there. The team was named after its original owner, Bob Johnson, so it became Bob with cats at the end. But now that the team has been sold, a renaming could possibly be in the cards. And you kind of like that idea, huh? That they should rename the team?
How about the Charlotte Flight? They invented flight. You got flight attendants, and you got the runway for the court.
Really?
Think of that.
Okay, I won't disagree with you.
I kind of like that name.
We'll see what happens.
First in Flight, North Carolina.
Enter that one in the contest.
I'll do that. Maybe I'll win something.
All right.
Back to Thomas. Here's Jackson. And, yep, that falls, and the foul is called. We'll see him shoot one from the free throw line. Back to the name, it probably had some negative associations for him. They probably want to put that in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I can't think of too many positive moments, but that's what happens when you start from scratch sometimes, Kevin.
Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for the Bobcats. Augustine comes in for Sean Livingston. Haslett. It's blocked. Here's Miller. Steven Jackson covering. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Wallace down low. Covered by LeBron. Here's Augustine. Again, the miss by the Bobcats. DJ Augustine had a promising rookie year, but he regressed, Clark, don't you think, in his second season?
Yeah, he may have taken a step back, but I didn't see their team enough to know why. Sometimes it's just a matter of a second-year player going through the hard knocks of developing in the league. I think Larry Brown perhaps got down on him a little bit, and that never helps with a young player, particularly a point guard, and maybe he put a lot of pressure on himself. But I think this kid will be fine. He'll be fine going forward.
That's his third person.
He misses the free throw. Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for the Heat.
DJ Augustine.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Chalmers. 2:59 left in the third quarter. Pass to Miller. Leads him with the pass. LeBron. Clock at 4. With 1 second left, Chalmers' shot is no good. A difficult situation for Charlotte. Charlotte turns it over. We'll go the other way.
The line's there for a reason, young fella. Stay in the game.
Here's Miami now.
I got it.
Started by Augustine. And Chalmers kicks to James. Puts the hammer down.
Took advantage of a little bit of lax defense right there.
Well, those chances are usually not going to go by the wayside. 31 wins for the Bobcats at home last year, Clark. Great job by them to defend their home court.
Boy, it really was, Kevin. I mean, they struggled with that a year before. Still over 500, but with only 23 wins at home. So an 8-game improvement, that's huge.
Charlotte calls timeout. Here's Augustine. Back to Thomas. Clock at 4. 4 on the clock. Again, the miss by the Bobcats.
You absolutely have to make the defense respect you there, Kevin. He was wide open and couldn't drill it.
And they double him up with LeBron. Dion gets a grip on it, and that'll be a jump ball.
That's a jump ball.
The Heat control the tip. Chalmers against Jackson. Now Augustine lets loose for 3. Good, and it's Diaw with the assist that time. 1:28 left in the third. Here's Chalmers. And Bosch backs down. Oh, he's bumped by the D, and he'll go to the line. A new team for Chris Bosch. What do you think about it, Clark?
Well, you know what? I think his time in Toronto was pretty much done. He seemed to be frustrated with the direction of the franchise and decided that a change was necessary.
Do you blame him?
Not at all.
And so Bosch nails both of them. Here's Augustine.
I'm over right here.
Mohammed sets a pick. From downtown. But they get it back. Here's Augustine. LeBron grabs the miss.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
Down low. And it's out of bounds. The Bobcats will take it the other way. And with Bosch in mind for him to come stateside, do you think he'll have a chance to become an even bigger star now that he'll be in the lower 48?
Well, I think certainly he'll get a little more attention in the lower 48, but he was around the league anyway, very much respected.
True.
Now I think the casual fan will appreciate who he is and what he does more.
And I think he's really going to come out strong, too, don't you?
He'll look to play with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder.
You bet. And the Bobcats making a change here.
I'm sure he'd like to have a do-over here. He just hasn't been able to make a significant contribution in this one.
And Charlotte has possession.
Hey, swing it. Get outside. Get outside.
Here's Livingston. Connects from 13 feet out. 6 points for him.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance. Right here.
LeBron, that's a 2-pointer. He played through 3 in the double-digit game going on here. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints. And the final period of play just about to start. Here's LeBron. So with Wade on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Chris Bosch and Udonis Haslem down low. Chalmers is out there with Mike Miller and LeBron. Miller, that's for 2. Can't hit. Now the Bobcats take it the other way. Steven Jackson on the wing. And it's Miller picking him up.
They've been controlling the boards, and that's why they're dominating the scoreboard. These guys are playing their hearts out right now.
LeBron is doubled. Here's Haslam. Back to James. Shoots from 12. Kept alive. Miller outside. Pass to James. Left side Bosch. Clock at 4. Second shot opportunity. No good. Now the Bobcats take it the other way. Now here's Jackson. And it's Miller picking him up. Jackson against Miller. Throws it up. Diaw can't hit. And here's Miami. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Bosch with it. From deep. Bosch with another miss.
Those are the kinds of shots that just have coaches shaking and scratching their heads, wondering what was their guy thinking.
Wallace outside. Jackson dishes to Wallace. Scooped up. Livingston defended by Chalmers. Here's Livingston. Rebounded. Diaw with it.
Right there. Jackson.
Here's Livingston. Again, the miss by the Bobcats.
He really needs to hit that consistently, or they'll just keep letting him shoot it.
LeBron passes to Bosch. Lets loose for a three. And again, it's the Heat missing. And so here is Charlotte. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. Chalmers hits the reach-in call. That's his first foul. Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for the Bobcats. Augustine comes in for Sean Livingston. Ilgauskas is checked in for the Heat. Wade comes in for Mario Chalmers. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Augustine. Miami on D. 22 is their biggest lead.
Two minutes remaining in the period.
Get through.
4 on the shot clock. Here's Livingston. Blocked.
Heat ball.
Here's Wade. Miller inside, guarded by Jackson. Got a piece of it. Miller kicks to Bosch.
Stay on it.
Clock at 4. Kept alive.
Not a single turnover in the first half for him, Kevin, but that ball control he had, it seems to have slipped away since halftime.
Here's Livingston. Again, the miss by the Bobcats. Miami controlling the game. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Wallace against Bosch. Guarded now by Gerald Wallace. Fires the three. Bosch can't get that one to fall. And it's the Bobcats' ball, trailing by 19. Here's Livingston, and he gets one to fall.
Finally, somebody found the bottom of the net. Man, oh man, oh man.
Outside Bosch. He puts up a three. Jackson gets the board inside. And so here is Charlotte. 17-point game. Shoots it up. Score!
That's why he's got the reputation as one of the NBA's great rebounders, because of putbacks like that.
Well, that's what we've become accustomed to when he gets in position under the glass like that. Here's Bosch. That doesn't go either for Bosch.
They need to send out a search party to find his offense, Kev. It's been AWOL this whole quarter.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreams.
What's up? Who got next? Yeah. NBA 2K11. Trap. Shots from the bottom to the top. Starting up, baby, don't drop. All we wanna do is win.